For 9 days and nights, the media gave Kamala wings and turned her into the pantsuit messiah. The Harris sugar high was the media's excuse to bury the biggest story of the election, Trump dodging an assassin's bullet. But yesterday, everything changed. The talk of the town again was Donald Trump, who knows better than anybody that if you want to change a narrative, you create a little controversy. 45 RSVP'd to the Black Journalist Convention and played the race card.
Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. She was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that
I think somebody should look into that too when you ask continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, as some Republicans have said?
I really don't know. I really don't know. Could be. Could be.
Last night, we said we had no idea how this was going to play. But the dust is starting to settle, and we're picking up a few clues. The media barely covered Trump's comments today. If these comments were supposed to be devastating to the Trump campaign, the media would be playing it every hour. If this was so explosive, why didn't Kamala capitalize on it? She put out a bland paper statement last night, but never brought it up again. They haven't cut an ad. Her surrogates aren't going wall to wall. A Democrat doesn't want to talk about race and play the victim and call Trump racist? That's strange. I wonder why Kamala is avoiding this. Does it have something to do with white dudes for Harris? And why isn't Kamala talking about this egregious attack on DEI? Maybe the black community sees Kamala different than we think. I don't know. Maybe this issue of Kamala's race isn't as potent as we think. And that's a good thing, because this shouldn't be about race. And that's exactly how Trump, whether he even knew what he was doing or not, shifted the debate. Everybody's now talking about what Trump needs to do to win. And what he touched on in his reference to Kamala's mixed race, she uses this side sometimes, the other side the other time for political opportunity, gets to the heart of Kamala Harris. She's fake. And there's nothing wrong with people with mixed backgrounds identifying in different ways at different times. It's natural. But politicians are phony. And Kamala is a career politician who goes where the wind blows and changes positions day to day. Changes accents. She does what's easy in the moment, so she can't get pinned down. Everybody knows people like Kamala Harris. She's the kind of girl who's nice to your face, talks behind your back. She's someone who calls you a racist and then joins your ticket. Whatever Trump says, he'll say it to your face. Whoever you are, no matter what you look like. That's real.
He may not have sound like a used car salesman, which most politicians do. See, what a lot of people fail to realize is the reason why MAGA supports Trump is because we like the fact that he's not presidential. We like the fact that he's real, and that's what we appreciate. We need authenticity in this White House.
This is why Hillary lost. Voters didn't like her because she was phony. WikiLeaks revealed that Hillary had two positions on an issue: a public position and a private position. Same thing with Kamala, except she doesn't even have a position. She literally just said she wants to get rid of your guns, your health care, oil drilling, and ICE. And 3 months before the election, her campaign puts out a statement that says, nah, she doesn't believe in any of that. What? The first female president is going to be a woman with no principles and no policies? I don't know, guys. Her California sponsor, Willie Brown, is advising Kamala Harris that she ought to embrace her hazy ideological categorization, because if she keeps people continually guessing, then she can adjust the interpretation of your guess every time she sees you. How fake is Kamala? She goes by Mamala, but behind closed doors, she makes her interns cry. She won't let them look her in the eye. She says she's tough on crime as a prosecutor, but crime exploded in California. She bailed out BLM rioters. She just cut a plea deal with the 9/11 mastermind. Kamala says she's just one of the girls. But when she ran for Senate, she treated her campaign fund like a personal checking account to fund a life of luxury. She just campaigned, remember, on democracy. Now it's freedom is the slogan. But she fired you for not getting vaxxed. She censored your speech. She's trying to put her opponent in prison. What kind of brave girl boss hides from the mainstream media? She hasn't done an interview in a month. A lot's happened in a month. Trump's doing interviews with CNN, black journalists, libertarians, and they're hiding Harris, who suddenly went from the most unpopular VP in history to a cultural phenomenon who doesn't talk to the media. I'm not buying it. You don't hide from journalists who want you to win. She's afraid. They're protecting her. She's not a leader. All this hype online for Harris, we found Democrats paying people $150 cash a post to make Harris look cool. How does Harris paying for clout make you better off? People see through it.
Tell me what appeals to you about Trump.
His business acumen. When Donald Trump was president, we were all doing a lot better financially. He's always been a business icon, so why wouldn't we want that business icon to be president?
And he had this to say about Harris.
I think she hasn't done anything worth mentioning.
What would you have wanted to see Vice President Harris accomplish that she has not?
I would have liked her to kind of bring a calm to the border. The border crisis has gotten out of hand.
In a weird roundabout way, Trump's Kamala ain't black comments are forcing him to bring the campaign back around to issues, to substance, to records. It's what the country wants. Maybe he planted a few seeds with the fake race remark, but people are now curious. Who is Kamala? Not so much about who her mom and dad are. We know her mom's Indian, her dad's Jamaican, and she grew up in Canada and has presented herself in different ways to different audiences, which is fine. But she's never fought for you. She's only fought for herself, and that's fake.
The contrast could not be more stark. On the one hand, you have a radical left puppet candidate who is fake, fake, fake. And on the other hand, you have a president who will fight, fight, fight for America.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.